welcome to Radhika Talks. Today, we are very honored to have a really inspirational young lady join us. Her name is TUNUSHA Naidu, and she's a woman who sees beyond her challenges. TUNUSHA Naidu, welcome to Radhika Talks.
Hi Radhika, it's wonderful to be here today.
Now, you've been identified as a very inspirational woman. You have a challenge, and yet you've overcome that challenge to become an exceptional young lady. Tell us a little bit about the challenge you faced.
So the challenge that I face is that when I was about 9 months old, I was diagnosed with an eye condition which would be irreparable. So basically my vision is extremely limited in that I only have light perception.
And what do you think that challenge has led you to do?
So I think that challenge has helped me to open my inner eye and teach me what vision really means. Vision doesn't mean what you see with your eyes, but it's what you see with your heart. So I think this inability has helped me to restore that inner vision.
Awesome. And you've been very instrumental in furthering the objectives and aims of other challenged people. Take us through a little bit about that aspect of your life.
So, many differently able people may not be as vociferous as I am. I go out there and I talk. So, I like to assist others to teach them that they really can overcome these challenges and the sky is the limit and anything is possible.
I'm told as recent as last year, you started Able Consulting. Tell us a little bit more about that business.
Able Consulting is a brainchild. It is really close to my heart, which I established drawing from experiences that I've had with challenges that differently able people have. So ABLE actually is an acronym for Ability Beyond Life's Expectations. And that is the message that I want to put out there, that people with challenges really do have abilities beyond life's expectations and beyond society's expectations.
Now tell me a little bit about your challenge while at university, because I understand it must not have been an easy road for you compared to other students doing what you're doing.
Well, the main challenges is firstly, lecturers tend to be apprehensive in admitting you to take on their course because they're not sure on how to deal with your challenge. Secondly, the format of our notes. The students who are sighted would get their modules as soon as term begins, but we have to wait for the format to be scanned and given to us on an electronic format or on an audio recorded format, which tends to delay and take up a lot of time, so we receive notes way into the term, as opposed to the others would.
It's a real disadvantage because you're getting your notes well after the other students, and that puts you in a difficult position exam times. But I must say I'm very impressed because you've managed to secure 2 linguistic degrees. Well done.
You go to lectures and you pay attention and it doesn't matter when you get the notes. So that really helped me, attending lectures, paying attention, and with the good memory span, it really, really helped, even though the notes were delayed. Getting the 2 degrees really was a great accomplishment for me. It was really challenging, but I love challenges, and it was a really proud moment in my life.
Take us through your parents and your family life growing up. That must have presented some concerns for your parents. Tell us a little bit about how your parents related to you.
I've been told that special parents are chosen to raise special children, and my parents are no exception. I know that they were chosen by God. You always get the chosen parents like Krishna's parents and Lord Rama's parents. And that is where I hold my parents, because I know they were chosen by God to take care of me, because it's because of them that I have achieved all that I have today. They've really been my strength, and they have given me the courage that I have today.
And what advice would you give to parents who are raising children with similar challenges?
I grew up in a family of 5 with 3 siblings, my brother and my sister. And advice to parents would be, do not isolate your children. Treat them the same as you would your other kids, and always inspire them and encourage them and motivate them that anything really is possible.
That's awesome advice for parents, and I'm sure a lot of people will draw from your advice. Now, one of the things I was very impressed to learn about is that, again, despite the challenges, you've managed to travel quite a few places abroad. So tell me a little bit about that aspect, because I'm sure a lot of people will say, no way, how is that possible? But I'm really curious to hear how that managed to get accomplished by you.
My sister and I are globetrotters. We love traveling, and we've had wonderful experiences running in airports, jumping on trains and buses in all parts of the world. We've visited Europe, we've been to Egypt, we've been to India, the Far East, many different places and the memories that I've got from there is something that I will cherish for a very long time. Many people would say to me, why travel? What are you going to see? But it's not about what you see, it's about the experiences, the sounds that you get and the smells that you get from the places that you visit. And it was absolutely fantastic to know that I stood under the Sistine Chapel and I was in front of the Mona Lisa, and I was in the Colosseum, and I cruised on the River Nile and stood in front of the pyramids, sat in front of the Taj Mahal. So that is just as important as seeing things. We need to realize that seeing is not only physically seeing, but it's seeing with your heart.
Now, Tanusha, you're a vegetarian, and just like me, and I find that so interesting. And one of the things I read about you is that you're also an animal lover. Is that true?
I am, yes, I am.
Okay, now that makes sense to me, because a lot of people claim to be animal lovers, and yet they proceed to be really particular meat eaters. So how do you reconcile that fact? I mean, just your thoughts on that issue.
Radhika, I live on the basic philosophies of love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. And that applies to the animals as well for me. It's just the right thing to do. That's how I see it, as the right thing to do, non-violence. It would be going against everything I believe if I say love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. Non-violence, ahimsa, it's such an important quality, such an important value that even Mahatma Gandhi promoted. So that's a philosophy that I live by, non-violence, and that includes saving our animals as well.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I'm a firm believer is, what you put out there is going to come back to you tenfold. Now, one of the reasons you started Able Consulting was you had a strong desire to get more challenged people into the workforce. Tell us a little bit about that objective.
It's basically become mandatory now that 2% of workforces should be persons with who are differently abled. Now, that is a way of ensuring that companies employ persons with disabilities because they are able, just like I am. So what I intend doing with Able is assisting companies, to be the go-between between the differently abled employee and the employer. So to show the employer that the differently abled employee really does have abilities and is able to do the job. So I assist with training, orientation and mobility, counseling, as well as team building programs with the non-disabled employees, because they need to be mindful and they need to understand what it's like. So team building exercises where the non-disabled employees get blindfolded or get put in a wheelchair so they understand what their fellow counterparts have to deal with. And understanding is the key to knowledge.
Well done. Your objectives and your goals are really going to be a service to humanity, and I'm sure you'll achieve every success in all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Tanusha, thank you for joining us here on Radhika Talks. It's been an amazing experience talking to you. You really are an inspiration to us all. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you.